I just don't wanna leave you. Might just know where the reasons why we both can't stay here.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I am back with another video today. Before we jump into today's video, I would ask that you please subscribe to my channel. It's steadily growing, the content is getting better, and it's becoming more consistent. So yeah, just subscribe and enjoy the videos that are going to come out. So today's video is pretty much going to be about my graduate experience. If you don't know, I am a graduate student at Baruch College School of Business. I am pursuing a MSIS, which is a Master's of Science in Information Systems. More specifically, it is Computer Information Systems. I am finishing up my second semester, and my goal is to be completed by the end of the year. So if you're interested in going into Baruch, or if you've been accepted to the MSIS program at Baruch, this video is just, giving you guys an update on where I am, the professors that I'm taking, and things that I wish I would have done differently in this graduate program. Firstly, if you want to get caught up on my first semester at Baruch, go ahead and click this video up here. It'll give you the rundown of all the professors I took the first semester and how I felt about them. So in entering semester 2, I decided to scale back. So I took 4 classes during the fall 2022 semester. 3 of them was for the full semester, and then I took 1 class, which was the business communication, for half of the semester, which was cool, but it was still a lot. And I do think it is possible to take 4 classes. However, it is mentally draining, especially when you have professors who require you to do homework every week, a group project, and still, stay up to date with your actual work schedule. So just be mindful of that, but it is definitely doable. I think I caught a break because, like I said, one of the classes was only for half of the semester, so that worked out in my favor. But going into this semester, I just knew that 4 classes would not have been for me. And like, I actually want to somewhat learn in these classes. I mean, depending on the professor, it could be a little bit easier, it could be very difficult to follow, but I still want to attempt to understand what it is that I'm doing, because this is very different from my undergrad degree, which was accounting, that I took many years ago. So I feel like information systems is definitely something I see myself continuing doing in the future. So yeah, just wanted to put that out there. So let's talk about the classes that I am taking this semester. I am taking FinTech, IT Audit, and System Analysis and Design. And these 3 classes, I'm going to tell you, I enjoy them. If you want me to rank it from most enjoyable to the least enjoyable, I will go ahead and do that. Understand that I think all of these classes are great. I think the professors are pretty great. So I kind of lucked up on a great semester with professors who outline what the semester will entail, keeps us on a schedule, and basically gives us a heads up of what to expect on our exams, on our projects, on our assignments. And from there, it's pretty easy to, follow through and do well. So we'll first start with System Analysis and Design. This is a Tuesday class that I take with a Michael Feldman. So this course is probably the course with the most amount of work. When I say the most amount of work, we have weekly assignments, and then we have our midterm, our final, and then our final project for this class. So there's really no downtime. However, I will say the professor makes sure that we cover all of the material in each class and provides an example of what it is that we're supposed to do. So when you get to the homework, you could kind of go back to the lesson plan and see what is expected of you, and you can follow it. And it's pretty easy to follow. He explains it in a way that you'll fully understand. And if you don't understand, he's definitely a professor who will sit with you and kind of explain it to you during the class. Outside of the class, he responds to emails very quickly. So yeah, I would definitely recommend him as a professor. You do learn a lot. in terms of developing a system and designing a system. It's not going to be like the pretty websites we see today, but it does give you a background understanding of the function of designing a system and creating the basics. So yeah, I definitely feel like this would be a great class and a great professor if you don't mind having to do assignments every week. Oh, and then another good thing is that with him, your final project is an individual project, so you don't have to synchronize schedules with anyone else. You could do it on your own timing, and he lets you know what the project is at the beginning of the semester, so you can get started on it right away if you choose to. Me, I have not, because I wait till last minute to do everything, but it is still a possibility if you are a kind of student who starts ahead of time. And just so you know, the class is CIS 9490. So the next class I will be talking about is Information Technology Audit, CIS 9558. My professor is Gihan DeBeer. I probably butchered that. Sorry. But yeah, he is a great professor. So he gives us a lot of insight to IT audit, but also governance, risk, and compliance. He lets us know what's going on in the industry, what to look forward in the future, and just real current events that are going on as we speak today. He doesn't give a lot of assignments. He does like for the students to be engaged during the course. And we have like one group project where we have to kind of reintroduce what was covered in the week prior and kind of have a lesson for the class. And then after that, it's just the two quizzes, the midterm and then the final quiz. So yeah, he is another one who kind of lets you know from the first day what to expect. He gives you a syllabus, he gives you a list of the assignment, he puts you in your groups and lets you know when you'll be presenting and gives you the date of your finals and midterms. Now, I took the midterm wasn't that bad. I will say this, it comes from the textbook. His quiz questions comes from the textbooks. Fortunately, I read the textbook. The PowerPoints cover the chapter, but the questions are a little bit more in tune. So you may want to kind of know what you're looking for. And I do stand corrected. He gives 3 quizzes because we took 2 so far. So we took a quiz at week 4. I think we took one at week 8, and then we'll take one towards the end of the semester, which will be the final quiz. It is timed. I think you get like 50 minutes to an hour. But again, like, it's open book, so you're okay in that aspect. It's just that, yeah, the time runs by quick. So if you think you have a lot of time to like go through the textbook, you don't, but you could kind of gauge what chapters, or he tells you what chapters are going to be on the test, so you know what chapters are to be covered. But for the most part, I say just go with your gut. Yeah. So that's that class. I 10 out of 10 recommend it. I think he's a great professor. I think the test itself is fair. And again, there's no assignments, so that works outside of like the group project. So the last class might actually be my favorite, and I think it's my favorite because it is new to me. It is Principles of FinTech, so it's CIS 9555. Now, I will tell you this, before being the professor, I was experiencing a lot of anxiety because he lets us know before even our first class meeting that there's going to be a lot of reading, and we need the book. And if you look at the list of the reading, you're just like, what the heck? Like, it's 3 to 4 readings per class and case studies, so that becomes a little overwhelming. But after the first introduction, you're like, oh, this isn't that bad. Like, a lot of the reading is just for you to know, because he wants you to be up to date with like the industry, and fintech is a very interesting industry to me. I have no experience in finance, but fintech is pretty much about like companies who disrupt the culture, I'll say, and move things from being brick and mortar and being, you know, ran by central banks to direct to consumer or direct to business or business to business, like making everything technological. So I think that is pretty cool. You see it with Uber, you see it with just so many different aspects, insurance. There's just a lot. And it's funny, as a regular person you don't really think about it, but it matters a lot. And a lot of money is in the fintech industry, so that's pretty exciting. So like I said, he assigns a lot of reading. Do you need to read it all? No. But it's good for you to know. All of our communication is done on Slack, so that's pretty cool. You have access to him pretty much 24/7. I mean, not literally, but you do. He's active in the chats. And then when it comes to the coursework, we have 2 assignments, one due during the first half of the semester, the second one due during the second half of the semester. We have 2 group projects, and then we have the midterm and the final. I recently took the midterm. It was not that bad. Do you need to know what's going on? Yeah, you do. And then with his midterm, you only get one chance to take it. It's timed, and you can't go back to questions. So that's a little scary. But for me, I got through it pretty quickly. Did I get an A? No, but I did well enough. I think I got like 80 something correct. So I'm like, I could live with that, honestly. Like, I could live with that. And that was me just like breezing through it. Because it is open book, but the time it takes you to search for something, it's difficult because you only see one question at a time. You can't go back. So yeah, I was like, F that. If I try to attempt to look up these answers, I'm gonna fail. It's best to just go ahead and read the question and answer it to the best of my ability. And for me, that worked out. That's actually been my motto for all 3 classes, and it's been working. So yeah, if I could pass it, anyone could pass it. Like I said, he assigns 2 group projects, and he assigns the group for you. And my first group was a shit show. I did not enjoy my first group at all, but the second group is looking to be very good. Everyone is interactive. We actually speak and communicate ideas and bounce things off of each other, whereas the first one, it was just like, no one really wanted to meet. No one really wanted to have a group chat. Yeah, horrible. But the second one is a good standard, so I have high hopes for the second group. And then the course itself, again, he is another professor that wants you to interact. Cameras on, talk about real life situations. Silicon Valley banking just like kind of flopped, and we talked about that in the class. He does have speakers come in. He asks, who are you interested in talking to? He makes them available to you. So far we had 2 speakers, and I learned a lot from both. One of them was dealing with insurance in the fintech aspect, and the second one was a venture capital investor. So I learned a lot in that too, because I personally have no experience in either, or not experience, but I have no knowledge in either industry. So it was great to kind of talk to someone about it and ask questions. Like, that's one thing I made sure to ask, 1,000,001 questions. It is something that we are experiencing currently, and it's something that will shape our future. So I feel like it's very important to, kind of ask questions in these spaces when given the opportunity, because you never know where it will go. So yeah, those are the 3 classes that I am taking this semester. Like I said, I think they are all great. I think the professors are great. I don't think I gave you the professor for the fintech class. His name is Amarildo Jean Jacques. I butchered that man's name. I'm gonna put them down below in the description box. The thing is, like, I don't call them by their name, I just call them professor. But I'll put their names down below. I think they're all amazing professors, and so far I feel like I'm going to have decent grades. The goal is to get A's, but I'll be okay with a B+. So yeah, at the end of the semester I'll have 19.5 credits, and then I'll be taking 2 classes during the summer and 2 more classes during the fall, and then I should hopefully be done. Now, if you are interested in this MSIS program, the one thing I will say to do differently than I did was take CIS 9650. Because that course is required as a prerequisite to a lot of classes, especially if you're into like data analytics. You're going to need CIS 9650. So take that either in your first semester or your second semester. It is only offered in the spring or the fall. So I'm going to be taking it in the fall. However, other courses that could possibly help me with a concentration and that could help me with a concentration in data analytics, I can't take because it's a prerequisite and you can't take them at the same time. So instead, my concentration will be cybersecurity. For cybersecurity, you need IT audit, cybersecurity, and then network and telecommunications. So I'm currently taking IT. I took cybersecurity during the first semester, and then during the fall, I would take the networking and telecommunications course. So yeah, that's just something I recommend you all do if you want to finish the program in 18 months or a year and a half, because that is a prerequisite. That is a prerequisite you will need, like I said, to take more courses in data analytics. So just something to keep in mind. I hope this helps you if you are interested in taking MSIS, or if you are currently enrolled and you're trying to figure out what courses to take. Yeah, I hope this helped. And I will probably do another video at the end of this semester just to let you know what grades I ended up getting and how it went. And then, yeah, we'll take it from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I will catch you in the next video.